Today we're at the Sturgeon Bank Wildlife Management Area just along the west coast of Richmond, BC. Over this past few months, I've been lucky enough to travel Canada, checking out Ducks Unlimited Canada projects, everywhere from Prince Edward Island to the prairies and BC. Not only is it lovely to see our beautiful country, it's also lovely to see so many initiatives and projects aiming to keep Canada and nature healthy. Spending time with Ducks Unlimited Canada and learning about their thousands of projects has opened my eyes to the scale of the work they do. And as I've said throughout this series, how impressed I've been to see projects like the one on my family farm, ones that I knew, but also many initiatives in urban settings, something I hadn't realized before. It's very cool to see these projects that are out here doing wetland restoration, and yet they're still so close to urban centers. I recently headed out west to Richmond, BC, mostly just to get absolutely dirty, but also to get on the ground and physically see what they're working on at the Sturgeon Bank Sediment Enhancement Pilot Project, supported by the Nature Force Initiative, supported by over 15 leading property and casualty insurance companies, all advocating for nature-based solutions to combat flooding, right here, just south of Vancouver International Airport. In fact, when you stand there, sinking into the earth dramatically like I was, you can see the planes taking off. That is how urban this project is. Now, this is one of the cool, innovative projects that Ducks Unlimited Canada are working on to restore wetlands. In this case, right next to a city. You see, over the past 4 decades, the Sturgeon Bank tidal marsh has undergone a drastic reduction in area, losing approximately 30% of its original expanse.
This tidal marsh, so we just went through about 400 or 500 meters worth of tidal marsh, but historically, the marsh used to go out 200 to 700 meters further out here.
This pilot project has aimed to restore tidal marsh in an innovative and sustainable manner by taking sediment from out in the bay and bringing it in to restore the coastal salt marsh and adding native plants to hold the soil in place to help weather the storm surges, combating sea level rise, and coastal biodiversity loss. But to be honest, the very passionate Eric explains this much better than I do.
So you can see right here, we've got a little bit of a trail because this is where our field staff have been using to access the marsh here. But if we weren't walking here, next year it'd be grown over. So we are on provincial crown land within the Sturgeon Bank Wildlife Management Area. So this land has been set aside for the primary purpose of fish, wildlife, and habitat conservation. Right now you can see that we've kind of transitioned through the marsh. We kind of went through the higher elevation vegetation, a lot of cattails, some soft stem bulrush. There's a channel here, you'll want to just hop over that. So we have this Sturgeon Bank Sediment Enhancement Pilot Project with which we are trying to incrementally reuse dredge sediment to try to restore tidal marsh and support coastal flood protection for the city of Richmond.
This past few months traveling with Ducks Unlimited Canada has shown me many things, like how vulnerable and important wetlands can be, how the work that Ducks Unlimited Canada does is part of a larger story, part of a national discussion of how best we can sustain and help our natural environments. This isn't just about wildlife, it's about communities, coastlines, and future resilience. Now, I just spent the morning out here with Eric of Ducks Unlimited Canada, and I have to tell you, I got pretty muddy. And the area really feels secluded and natural and beautiful and muddy. And then I notice how close we are to the urban space and the urban center of Vancouver. In the distance, you can see UBC. You can see airplanes. And if you look closely, Wreck Beach is also there. So, don't look too closely. Throughout my travels from the East Coast to the West, I've seen Ducks Unlimited Canada approach these many projects from a respectful, science-based position. They've shown me that, despite the name, this isn't just about ducks. In fact, it's about myself, my kids, all wildlife, and all Canadians. From rural to urban, Ducks Unlimited Canada has projects that are leading with innovation, collaboration, and a long-view mindset looking forward and working towards the future of our natural habitat. To learn more, or to watch our past videos crisscrossing Canada this past few months, head to our YouTube page or go to ducks.ca. Yes, as I always say, the best named website around. I have to tell you that I am messier than I normally am.